Okay, so we are about 10 seconds in. So hi, Facebook. Thanks for tuning in today. I have Dr. Austin Cohen with me today. So this is another chiropractor that I know, and we are going to chat about the age-old question of, does my posture affect my pain? Why? What do I do about it? What's going on? Who am I? All of those things. So Austin, Dr. Austin, do you go by Dr. Austin or Dr. Cohen?
You just call me Austin. Yeah.
Austin, all right.
Make it easy.
So thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, appreciate you having me. I love what you're doing, by the way, with your community and getting people involved and really just creating a lot of content and value for your people. So I think that's awesome you're doing that. Everyone needs it right now, so that's great.
Thank you. It's been really fun. I think I just really like to chat and would never write a blog again if I could help it. So why not?
Yeah.
And so you're down in Atlanta, right?
Yeah. So we've got 8 locations throughout the country. So I practice in Atlanta, and really do a lot of work with our team as far as like the other locations. We try to be leaders just like you are, just exactly what you're doing. Being a leader for your community, that's exactly what we strive to be, the exact same way for our community and our people. But yeah, we've got 6 locations throughout the metro Atlanta, and then 1 in Colorado Springs, and then 1 in Charleston, South Carolina. So it's fun.
Awesome.
Yeah, so it's great.
I love it. So what's the COVID climate and the actual weather like there in Atlanta for you?
Yeah, so for us, listen, it's real. I'm not going to deny the fact. I mean, there's a lot going on, obviously. But, I'm also trying to put my attention and focus where it needs to go. I know there's things we can control in life and things we can't control. I can control where my attention or where my focus goes. That right now is with my team, my community, and my family. And so it's not on the news. It's not on social media, dealing with like all these people complaining about what's going on in the world. Listen, it sucks. I'm not going to lie about that. The world's not in a great place right now, but you know what? I don't want to sit back, stick my head in the sand. I want to be one of those leaders that comes from this. People will be remembered for how they showed up in this moment in time. And that's what's going to happen. And you're going to see the strong businesses survive. And fortunately for us, one thing we talk about in our group is, building a foundation and building a house on rock versus building it on sand. And so the businesses and the families and the communities that are built on rock will survive this and come out stronger than ever. And the ones built on sand, unfortunately, with a weak foundation, won't make it. But fortunately, at least for the weather itself, though, it's 80 degrees and sunny. So we love that. That's great.
That's amazing. And
yeah.
Preach. Like, I love what you're saying. It's so true. And like, I think whether you own a business or whether you work in a business or whether you are even like working from home right now, like people whose values are built on rocks versus sand even, like people will either decide to sink or swim, and it's so true. And so we're here like with our floaties, just teaching people how to swim it out right now, and just giving them as much as much that they can do for themselves. While they're battling all of this.
Listen, people, and right now that's what people are looking for. People are looking for community. They're looking for relationships. People are looking for vulnerability. And that's really what our word of this whole thing has actually been the word vulnerable. And we all need to come together. You keep hearing the quote, "We're in this together." Whether you're a billionaire, a millionaire, a thousandaire, you have no money, whether you have a business, whether you're a celebrity, an athlete, whatever you are in this world, every single human right now is in this exact same situation together. And we've got to come together. The people that isolate, it's not going to be a good time for them to do that. This is when we have got to come together with community and build relationships, support each other. And that's why I love what you're doing. I mean, you're nailing it on the head with exactly what you're doing. I love it. I think it's great. So.
Thank you. It's been really fun. So let's hop right into it. I know we do a posture scan on everyone who comes through our door, and even if they don't come through our door out in the community, we're like just posture scanning everyone. And so tell me, like, what do you guys do with posture in your practice, like from like a snapshot view? Tell me a little bit about like.
Yeah, I love it. So we're similar to you. We posture is the window to the spine. And so we're big advocates of that, because usually how somebody's posture look is a huge correlation to their health. And you don't see a lot of sick people walking around with amazing posture. Usually it's people whose shoulders are extremely rounded, head forward. Usually they tend to be some of the unhealthiest, sickest people that are out there. Not every single one, but there's definitely a strong correlation to that. And there's a lot of reasons why, a lot of physiology and science behind that. Obviously, the biggest one would be decreased reduction in oxygen into the body. So decreased lung capacity. They've done studies that show it's decreased by about 30%, increasing risk of cardiovascular. But for us, the big thing we like to do is we do digital posture analysis, probably similar to you, a front view and a side view. And what it does, it gives a baseline. It gives an objective, because you deal with this on a day-in-day out basis just like us. How many people say to you, yeah, I feel great. I feel great. I feel healthy. But then you do this, front view, side view picture on them, and what you find is they're not healthy, actually. And I actually went through something like this last year. I wanted to be an advocate for my health. So last year, I wanted to really prove, am I a healthy human? And I went through saliva testing, blood testing. I gave 9 vials of blood to see how healthy I was. I did a stool sample, re-x-rayed my spine. Like, nobody knows if they're healthy or not. The only way you know if you're healthy or not is that you have to test yourself. That's the only way. And so when you get a posture assessment is a great tool, because it shows you exactly what's going on with your body from a mechanical standpoint. Then from there, you would even take it a step further if you decided to do x-rays. Then it really gets you inside the spine. You can see exactly what's going on. So now you have this baseline. And then for us, obviously chiropractic is the foundation. It's the number one thing, right? We talked about you build a house on rocks, a strong foundation. Same thing with your body. You build it on a foundation. And the people right now who had a weak foundation and built their bodies on sand, essentially, they're not going to make it strong through this April and May times, because they're sitting in their couches doing work. They're sitting in their beds doing work. They're at their kitchen tables. They're not moving as much because their gyms are shut down. So they had this weak foundation, and then they're going to start noticing a lot of symptoms are going to start showing up. Now, they were already weak before that going into the situation, but this was the straw that broke the camel's back. But the people who came in with a strong foundation, the people who are seeing people like you, myself, all of our chiropractors, those are the people that are going to come out this strong, because they have the homework. They know what to do. They're doing the exercises at home. They're maintaining their good spinal hygiene. They're still getting adjusted. So they're doing things necessary to do. And then for us, we do follow-up exams as well. So it's not just you get your test done and that's it. We do objectively based testing as well, usually whether it's 90 days down the road, for a month down the road, 6 months down the road. And every January, we do annual exams on all of our patients. So we track to make sure how healthy they truly are from a spinal hygiene perspective.
That's so good. We love to brag about that, because I always say, so have you seen a chiropractor before? And a lot of people who come in here have, and they're like, yeah. And I'm like, great. Did it help? And they're like, well, let's see. And I'm like, oh, stop right there. Like, first of all, it did, because it improved your nervous system. So we're not judging Dr. A, B, C. We are asking if it helped. And what's important to me in that moment is they don't know. And I'm like, I want you to be able to talk about the fact that A, of course it helps. B, why does it help? C, what do you notice as a benefit in your life because it's helping so much? One tool we use for that, one very tiny small tool, is a posture scan. We can repeat it as many times as possible without radiating you over and over again. And we can show for sure objectively that, yes, you're getting better, staying the same, or getting worse. Those are your 3 choices, right? And it's like so powerful to be like, okay, they come in and they're like, I just am achy again, this visit. And what's going on? And I'm like, well, let's do a posture scan. Click, 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 click. Oh, it looks like you're really improving. So once again, symptoms are the biggest liar in the body. When you had no symptoms, you were all crooked. When you have symptoms, you're straightening out, you're correcting. And so your symptoms are going to be the roller coaster. And if you ride that and try to rely on that as an indicator of health, you're going to fail every time. If you get, like you were saying, blood work, stool tests, posture scans, and other things that just monitor the actual status of your health physically, chemically, and emotionally, then you're going to have like objective proof. No one can argue with that,
So, and that's, so we're big advocates on that for our clients and even everybody, I'm an advocate for everybody on this, is if you're not tracking your health objectively, you are done. Like, literally, you're done. You have one life that you are going to live on this earth. And if you're tracking your health on a subjective scale, it's over for you. Why? If you look at the top major diseases in the world, heart disease, cancer, diabetes, and you and I both know this, right? So you don't feel heart disease until you have the heart attack usually. You don't know you have cancer until it's I lost both my grandfathers to cancer. They didn't feel it developing in their body at stage 1. They found out when they were later on.
Cancer. Yeah. I think I feel it coming on. Nobody eats a double, triple cheeseburger
and says, oh, I think I just felt some my cholesterol just increasing in my heart and the plaque building up. You don't feel that stuff. Your body's working so hard to mitigate that by increasing inflammation, by doing all the things it needs to do, increasing cholesterol from the liver to reducing inflammation. It's doing the things necessary it needs to do to keep your body from symptoms and keep you out of chronic disease. So that's why objective testing, when I did my testing last year, what I found out, my B vitamins were deficient and my D was deficient and I had high testosterone levels. I would have never known that. I can't feel those things. The way you feel low vitamin D is you get sick, but you don't feel the low vitamin D. The way you feel low B vitamins is decreased energy. So you can't feel these things. And that's why people have got to wake up to the fact of you have to objectively test yourself. If you don't, you are done, especially as you get older.
Let's also talk about so the range for vitamin D in the medical realm is something like 30 to 100. And I'm like, so outside of that, it's just rickets? What? You mean and I see people with a level 9 and I'm like, what if we tried to aim for 40 to 65? Tighten up that range that would be optimal. That wouldn't be way too much or too close to too much. That wouldn't be way too little. That's optimal range. So let's look at not that range, but this range. And let's talk about also how if you get your B vitamins tested through your blood, that tells you exactly how much vitamin B12 you've eaten in the last 12 hours and not how much is actually being processed through your body. So tested in the urine, that's much, much more sensitive and specific. There's so many little tricks that people I feel do not know.
Have you heard of Maestro Survey before through standard process? Yeah.
Oh yeah, I have. Yeah.
So they're cool. So one thing what you just said, I think is hopefully people didn't miss what you just said actually. So one thing that she just said, if y'all were listening, was there's an optimal range. And so what the medical system does is they give you a wider range of 30 to 100, like Dr. Sarah said, they give you a 30 to 100. Well, 29 is basically a disease state. Why would you want to be, they're basically telling you out of this range, you have disease. It's the worst system possible. So what she was basically saying is optimal. Exactly. So 80 to 100 is that's, or even 70 or over 50. Just get to that optimal range because that's where true health lies. It doesn't lie at 32. Oh yeah, you're at optimal range at 32, but your chances of getting sick are pretty high. Yeah, you're not going to have chronic disease maybe, but you're going to get sick. So yeah, hopefully people didn't miss that because that was a really important thing you just said.
Yeah, it's so true. And it's just interesting because what happens is when you're outside of the optimal ranges, and this goes for posture scans too. You're not the most crooked person I've ever seen. Were you aiming for that? What's that? Are you bummed? Because no, you're not, but does it matter? Because your body's still tilted, twisted, rotated. And this is just this view and this view. So people's pelvis don't just, go like this. It goes like this.
Correct.
I mean, we're 3D, I'm like, your bones can get stuck in so many ways. It can be compressed, it can be tilted, it can twisted. Yeah, you have all three. Of course, and you're trying to move from here, and that's uncomfortable. And so these optimal, we're just so focused on what disease do I have? What disease do I have? What disease do I have? Well, what if you try to not get that? How can I be healthier? How can I be healthier? How can I be healthier? That's what we should be asking. Yeah. And truly the answer is in improving things like your posture, improving the functioning of your nervous system, improving all of your organ systems in your body, better digestion and elimination, better immune system, not too overactive, not too underactive. So many things, just creating that balance. And I think people are really going to start to get it even more after all this.
I hope so. If what we're going through right now is not a wake-up call for people to take better care of their health, I don't know what's going to be. If you look in the hospitals and you look at the people that are getting sick and dying from this disease, obese, they have pre-existing conditions for the most part. Now, I'm not talking about the one random person who was a professional athlete who had zero pre-existing conditions who happened to die from this thing. Like the 0.00, the exception to the rule, right? It's like when people say, oh, well, my grandma smoked for 100 years and she lived to be 115. Okay, that's the exception to the rule, right? For the most part, though, the people that are sick and dying from this, and they've showed stats on this already that I've been looking at, were obese, and they had some chronic or whether it was diabetes or heart or cancer, or whether it was some respiratory problem. Those are the people getting sick. So if people aren't waking up to the fact of how important our health needs to take care of, because listen, this is not the last time something like this is going to happen. This is definitely not the last time this is going to happen. COVID-20 may come out in 5 years from now. Who knows? And this may come back in October again. I mean, there's going to be a window where people should start waking up, and we're going to be promoting this like crazy to our patients between June 1st and October 15th. There's 136 days in that time frame. That is the moment in time for people to build up their vitamin D levels, vitamin C, zinc, get their freaking posture fixed, get your bodies aligned up, start getting your mindset right, turn the news off. I mean, geez Louise, that's the biggest garbage ever. And just start waking up and really start understanding what they need to do from a proactive standpoint and be objectively based. God, they can really go into this thing like we've talked about, building a house on rocks, building a house on that's what they're starting to build right there and get ready for the next season whenever this comes about. Hopefully it never comes again. But you don't want to think like that, right? You want to be prepared for something like this again.
Well, we prepare for so many other things. I mean, like people spend their entire life saving up for this magical place called retirement. So we like know to build our wealth, save and prepare, get ready for anything, save up 3 months of personal money, and we stockpile. We freaking have enough toilet paper to get through 3 years. We aren't worried about stockpiling up our health. We're not like feverishly trying to make sure we have everything we need for our health too. And like, we really should. That's the number one thing we should be doing, like digging into our values and creating relationships that are deeper right now with ourselves first, then with our families, with our friends, with our communities, building that just like you're saving up. You save up your health, you save up your wealth, you save up your values, and that prepares you for the ultimate success coming through all of this.
This is the time to be making those deposits. I mean, that's what you're nailing it. I mean, this is the time to be making those deposits, investments, and it's tough. I mean, I'm not going to be the first one to sit up here and say things are easy. I mean, listen, my wife works full time. She's cooking for my kids, cleaning right now, the house for everyone, doing laundry, having to do schoolwork with them. Tensions are high. And we both understand that. And there has to be like this respect and knowing of like, listen, tensions and things are going to be hot right now. For business standpoint, I don't know too many businesses besides like Zoom, Amazon right now that are just like crushing it. There's not a lot of businesses that are crushing it right now. And tensions are going to be high in business. But it's like you're making great deposits right now by giving back to your community, being a support system, showing up as a leader for them. And this is really where people just need to show up as leaders for their family, show up as leaders for their community. I mean, just the last week, I was bike riding with my daughter, teaching her how to bike ride. Last week, we built a obstacle course in the house that was like a little ninja warrior, right? Like, when are we going to do things like that? It's last night we made popsicles, these frozen popsicles for them, right? So it's like things that I usually don't get to do. It's just time to make these deposits right now, and it's the silver lining in all of this.
It totally is. And it sounds like you are like doing the same thing, just pouring back into not just one community, but all of your practice communities all over, which is amazing that you can make such a big impact that way. So is there something, especially, I wanted to touch like specifically on a few key points of posture. This guy's like the master of posture. He's helping people all over the country. So, a few specific things on posture and a few things that you're really driving home with people right now as far as spinal correction and posture and that portion of everything goes. Like what are you really driving home that they can do even if they can't come into the office right now?
Yeah.
Especially like just get to the office if you can.
We're telling all of our clients right now in every city that we're in right now, get a picture right now, take a picture with your iPhone of what you look like on the front and take a picture of the side view and email it to all our offices right now. We're then doing digital reports for and you can do this for your clients as well, which, so if they're listening to this and they're in Ohio, they need to be sending you this email as well. Like send this to Dr. Sarah now. I mean, get this to her, but take a picture of you and your family, front view and then side view. 2 pictures, email it, and then they email it to us. Then what we do is we pull it on our digital system, digital reporting like you have as well. So we put it up in there. We then email them the PDF of what their posture looks like, and then talk to them about the exercises they need to be doing at home to mitigate this and help start making spinal correction for this. Now, they're not going to make significant spinal correction, but at least they can do exercises to start building strength on the weak muscles and then also breaking up some of the tight muscles. So we're getting them to go through that right now while they're stuck at home, and honestly making it a family thing. I can tell you, like last night, my family and I, at 5 o'clock, we did a workout together. Tonight we've got, my daughter is like so excited. We got workout tonight, family workout, 5 o'clock. And these are things that families can do together as postural exercises.
Yeah.
It's such a really cool thing that people could be doing together. And the investment of that is just such a great, like you've been talking about, like great deposit in your health for you and your family. But yeah, I mean, that's one thing we're doing right now in our community is teaching them that. So we want to show that we're doing webinars as well for them as well to teach them things they can be doing at home, kind of like how you and I are doing right now. But listen, grabbing one great thing that is easy for people to do is just get a broomstick. Get a broomstick, you hold it, and you can do what are called. So just do pass-throughs, bring it forward, bring it back. Just start doing pass-throughs through yourself. That's such an easy thing to do. Start opening up the shoulder and the chest. Scap push-ups. Look that up on YouTube. Great thing to build strength in between the rhomboids. There you go, right there. Dr. Cher's got it perfect. You can see how her shoulders come lined up, her ears on top of her shoulders when she brings
Not
it
like
back.
this.
No, definitely not like that. But it's just another easy, just a quick tool that somebody could be able to utilize for their posture as well. And then also it has to do with what does their workstation look like at home? It's usually a lot different than it is at the office. And getting at least that computer eye level and getting a support system in the low back, whether it's a pillow or whatever it needs to be, getting a pillow in their low back. Those are some key things that people are doing. And by the way, if you're looking for one of my favorite stretches for everybody listening right now, the couch stretch. It is my all-time favorite. You can look it up on YouTube. Just type in couch, C-O-U-C-H. If you want, we actually have if you go to YouTube and actually just type in Corrective Chiropractic, we actually have a whole video series you can look at, professional videos made that we actually show a lot of these demonstrations on. But couch stretch is a really good one as well to be doing to help open up the hip flexors. So you can do it on your couch, hence the name of this stretch. It's awesome.
Love
So
it.
those would be things that I would recommend. Listen, those are 4 or 5 things, but the long-term gains from those are going to be massive.
So true. And thank you so much for giving everybody, cluing everybody into having access to those. It's amazing. So if you didn't hear him, go to YouTube, go to Corrective Chiropractic and find that couch stretch because you're sitting on your couch right now. I get this question all the time. Dr. Sarah, should I have a standing desk? I'm like, there's no one position, sitting, standing, or otherwise, that is going to keep you pain-free because life is about movement. What a standing desk does is it allows you to stretch your hip and no one can see. It allows you to stand, shift your weight side to side, get a little flexion, get a little extension, and then you can sit down for an hour and slouch and do whatever you want, and then get back up and move again. Nothing is about one perfect position. It's about moving in and out of the perfect position, symptom-free, and maintaining overall better structure and therefore function. So just move more, just get up and look at, there's so many resources online right now. So, you're not going to, without the guidance of a chiropractor, without the spinal adjustments, you're not going to magically fix your posture on your own. That's our job. And we gladly take that on. We're good at it. But what you can do is maintain and stop further degeneration and bad changes and keep yourself symptom free. So that should be really empowering. You've got so many tools right in front of you at home for this, and it couldn't be more important to do it.
We have a lot of clients who come in. Actually, it's funny you say that. They'll come in and make comments along the lines of, well, could I just stretch or could I just exercise? And it's yeah, I mean, you can keep doing the back exercises that got you in the situation in the first place and build strong muscles on a weak spine. But that's not that's not going to be sustainable long term. You kind of talked about the roller coaster earlier, and that keeps you in that roller coaster. And so to really make that straight line up and to really break through plateaus, yeah, I mean, listen, our clients, I love our clients to death. I mean, I feel very fortunate. I'm sure you feel the same about yours. I mean, they are one of our core values is family, and that is how we treat them. And also our number one core value too is patients first. But for them, it's about them understanding. They understand that proper movement is how you maintain a healthy spine. And who's done a really good job is dentistry, actually. Because people do dental hygiene every single morning. They brush their teeth and they floss. Now, if your teeth fall out, you're going to live. And if your teeth degenerate, you just get them replaced. It's not going to affect your overall health from a long term. Now, if you do build up bacteria in your teeth and you don't take care of that, yeah, that'll get in your bloodstream and you'll get sick and die. Okay. But from a spinal perspective, people for some reason don't do spinal hygiene. Now, maybe it's because they can't see their spine. You can see your teeth and you want them to look pearly whites and straight and clean. But I mean, 3 minutes in the morning, every day of spinal hygiene, I think should be just a thing that people incorporate into the routine. Cat-cow, pigeon stretch, right there. Just do cat-cow and pigeon stretch. Those 3 things are just great spinal hygiene routines that you can do in the morning, just like you brush your teeth to take care of your teeth long term. Now, listen, your spine, it cannot be replaced. You get one. That is it. And once it starts to degenerate, the next step is whether it's cortisone shots or surgery, that's it. And usually my clients, and if anybody has ever had a family or friend who's ever had spinal surgery before, I can tell you right now, that is not the end all be all. Now, ask them the question how successful it was after 5 years or even 10 years and tell me if they still feel like they're having any symptoms or not, because it's not the end all be all. You got to take care of your spine. It is the only one you're going to get. Today's world is much different than it was 20, 30, 40 years ago. iPhones came around in 2007, so that's been about 13 years of the iPhone. So that means this kids generation, and I know Dr. Sarah sees as well, I mean, we're seeing kids come in with some of the worst spinal hygiene. We're seeing 20-year-olds with degeneration of their spine. Not my words, the radiologist, the medical doctor radiologist words that reads our x-ray reports is telling us this, okay? So, I mean, we're getting this, so it's out there right now, and people have just got to be more specific and more caring than ever with it, because like I said, this is the only one you're going to get. You can't replace it. Got to take care of it.
It's so true. And it's, I think that you had made such a good point about how with dentistry, you take good care of your teeth because you want to be pearly white and pretty and straight, and it's cosmetic. Well, guess what else is cosmetic? Which one's more attractive, this or this?
Yeah.
Like, you're going to get a job if you walk into an interview with your shoulders back and your head high, feeling nice and confident. And that's cosmetic too. So if you're just vain, then you let that be your guide. But there's such a bigger, deeper thing going on here. Your spine houses your nervous system, which controls everything in your body. I mean, it couldn't be more important.
That's the biggest one right there, by the way. I mean, that's like for, I know for a lot of people, whether it's like them starting to take care of their spine or see a chiropractor, whatever, they decide to do, is for them, it may be posture related or tension in the shoulders or low back. But I can tell you right now, for our clients, one thing we're really big on is understanding the nervous system and how that works. And right now, for instance, there's a lot of stress going on. People are under stress right now. And so that's why we've been such advocates. And a lot of our clients have been, making sure, and listen, we're doing the job we've done. We started on March 12th. We started handing out surveys, actually, which is interesting. We started handing out surveys March 12th, making sure we're self-quarantining people, making sure we're taking care of. We have the gloves, the wiping everything down. There's not one touch point actually in our office right now. There's 0 touch points. So no one's touching anything. Tables are clean before and after each adjustment, because our patients know the value of how important it is to take care of their nervous system in times like right now. They know what it does to boost the body's immune system. They know what it does to boosting the energy of the body. They know what it does for overall health from a health perspective, opening up the shoulders. I mean, so many people have come in just in the last couple weeks that have said because of them coming in, it prevented them from actually going to their medical doctors, whether it's taking drugs or medicine, whatever it is. So they were very, very, very grateful from that standpoint. But dude, the nervous system is everything. I mean, it controls literally every cell, tissue, organ system. It's got to stay healthy.
And it's crazy because, you talked about it boosting the immune system. Yeah, 100%. And what you also do when you get an adjustment is you reduce inhibition. So that's like a double negative, and that's weird, really weird to think about. But when you have inhibition in your nervous system, that means function everywhere in your body is going down, 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 down. And that creates stress, which sends other things up, 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 up. And your body's it's got to balance out. Everything's about balance. So when something becomes inhibited for a long time, after a while, it's like, I give up, I quit, fine, whatever, I'm out. I don't care. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you don't want anything quitting on you. Sometimes that is actually more like numbness in the body. You don't even bother feeling things anymore because that's inhibition right there. It's like overexcitement for a long time. And then after a while, it's like, fine, you know what? I had pain for so long. You ignored me. I'm done. I'm not even going to feel anything here anymore. I'm going to just tingle. I'm done,
Yeah. I think a lot of people too need to wake up to the realization that there's 2 excuses I can't take in my office, and that is age and genetics.
No.
If you're going to tell me that your spine is like, so, say if somebody who's 50 years old comes in and they say, well, I'm 50 years old, I would assume everybody looks like this. Okay. Maybe you're right. A lot of 50-year-olds do look like this, but it's based on the lifestyle that they did over the last 50 years. So we have a lot of clients who are 50, 60, 70 years old who have amazing spines. They have very 0 degeneration. They're optimal health. But it's because of the stuff they did. Now, I'm 38 years old. I have a lot of friends who are 38 years old, same age bracket. Well, I've aged very, 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 very well when you look at my blood and my saliva and my stool. Very, very healthy, super healthy numbers. My spinal x-rays look amazing. I don't have any degeneration in my spine. I have a lot of people who come to my office now at 38 to 40 years old. What are we seeing? A lot of degeneration, a lot of inflammation, a lot of inflammation around the heart, horrible gut health. is complete garbage. Now, my genetics, I'm not going to use genetics as an excuse. I don't have the best genetics in my family. My whole family's had cancer and spinal surgery. So, I
Yep.
mean, and so no one knows that about me, that they would assume that, oh, well, he's just got good genetics. Wrong. Almost everyone in my family's had spinal surgery. And one of my uncles was actually addicted to pain meds based on failed spinal surgeries. So I've been there. I've lived it. And so it's one of those, and my whole family's died, a lot of my family's died of cancer and or been diagnosed with cancer. So that's actually a motivating factor too for me to make sure I'm as proactive as I can to be with my health. So sometimes people can look at other people like, oh, they're lucky or they're still young. Dude, age and genetics, we've got to throw out that excuse. Now, do a lot of people who are overweight, who are maybe 50, have kids that are overweight? Yes, but that's environmental genetics. That is because of the environment they grew up in. That is not biological genetics. If you watch the show Biggest Loser, every person that goes on there, they work out hard and they eat healthy. What do they end? I've never seen one person on The Biggest Loser gain weight. Every single person has lost weight because they're doing the things that they need to do. Now, that's an extreme case because they're literally working out and eating healthy like that, but it's a matter of creating a better lifestyle for ourselves. Is it easy? No. I'm not going to sit up here and say it's easy. I didn't come out of the womb drinking bulletproof coffee and eating paleo, right? Like it was time that took over the years that went on to get to this point. You know, this morning, for instance, like a part of my routine, I take all these supplements, and then what I do is I drink my Unfair Advantage, which is basically like PQQ, and it's also CoQ10. Why am I doing that right now? Because of obviously like respiratory dysfunction, increasing mitochondrial reproduction, things that can help me get through what we're going through right now. Now, like I said, I didn't come out of the womb like it's all about studying and educate, and it's a journey. This whole thing is a journey of health. So for those of you that are listening to this that are like, man, I really want to get to that level of health, start somewhere. You know, this group you're in right now with Dr. Sarah is an amazing place to start. I mean, she was telling me her vision for what she's trying to do with this and bring you guys access to just the healthiest people on the planet, and even wealth strategies as well, stress management strategies. And that's the stuff that you just got to keep your body aware to. I'm not sitting back, you know, like I said earlier, I'm not sitting home watching the news anymore. I don't know why anybody needs to watch the news. We all know what's going on in the world. Watching the news is not going to change anything right now for how I live my life. Yes, it sucks what's going on in the news right now, but it's not going to change my perspective of what I'm going to do. I already know what I need to do right now. Can't change anything.
What you can change, you know?
That's control what you can control.
Like things, people are like, well, how do you get to this? Well, I'll tell you what, 3 years ago, I was 65 pounds heavier. I was on several medications, including an antidepressant. I wasn't dancing anymore. I've been a dancer my whole life, and I hated chiropractic. I just did. And that was so depressing for me to be that way because now I love chiropractic and I loved chiropractic before and I shouldn't have let somebody make me not like it, right? But chiropractic can be kind of hard when you're getting started. And so I went on a long journey with myself. I got the gut tested. I got my stool analysis. I got my hormones tested. I got everything done. I got my blood work and I made some lifestyle changes. I didn't cut out everything that was tempting in the world in one day. But I slowly kept going. And then I started talking to more people like Dr. Austin who lift you up, raise you up, and have the similar values as you do. And you surround yourself with that. And then I found more purpose and opened my business and knew I could help people in a way that felt unique, inspired, and genuine to me. And slowly all that weight fell off. I got off all my medications and I am feeling amazing. In fact, not a lot of people know this, but I went through a really, really big personal change and ended a relationship a few weeks ago when this all happened. So, hey, I am going through it just like you guys, but I am feeling like better than ever. I'm taking the best steps I can right now to improve my health. I wake up every day. I don't drink a bunch of caffeine to get me started. I chug a bunch of water. I maybe have a little bit of bulletproof coffee because it's got some healthy fats in it that are going to get me revved up for the day and keep me from craving sugar throughout the morning. I've got in 6 minutes, a personal training workout that I'm going to go do. Then I've got a massage after that, which is a therapeutic massage, so I'm allowed to do it. I'm doing things to take care of me. This is my day off. Then I'm going to do some notes and I'm going to get out of here and go dance because it makes me happy. I'm going to cook a dinner full of grass-fed beef and healthy organic produce with lots of healthy fats in it. Like, guys, we fight for our health every day, and I got adjusted yesterday. I got acupuncture the day before that. We're not sitting here like, do all these things we're not willing to do. We're sharing our journey with you because we have fought for it. We continue to fight for it. And we're going through it with you. Mm-hmm. Do I have a buttload of supplements I take in the morning? Yeah, that's the official word. Yeah, I do.
We take food. We take food supplements.
Right. And I mean, I do take some supplements too, because I know right now my stress levels are high. So I take a little bit of antiviral support, some astragalus. I take a little bit of adrenal support, take a little bit of gut health support. And that's because me and my staff had a glass of champagne at the end of the night last night because we said, we're handling this like bosses. We love people. We're here for people. We felt more on fire than ever. No matter how fast or slow our schedule is, we just know we're giving back and doing the best we can, and we celebrated. Yeah, so I need a little bit of supplements to help out, right? If you want to ask more of your body, you give back more to your body, and it's the best thing you could ever do for yourself. And
Best
it's not
return
even
on investment.
the most worth it you will ever find, right?
Best return on investment by far. And I think for everybody too as well. Listen, I mean, it's sometimes it's hard to like listen to people who like Sarah just kind of like went off on this like awesome, like, but you could tell she's passionate, right? Like she's super passionate about like the lifestyle changes that she's made. Now, 3 years ago though, something must have clicked for her to get to that point, to make that switch and to make that change. Now, I don't know what it is, but if you're listening to this, I think it's trying to figure out that why, right? And that's like kind of the starting point, is find your why. And once you find that, then you can really start making those changes. So for me, I can tell you, for my business, the reason why I'm so passionate about expanding locations and business is because I want my kids to grow up in an environment where people live the lifestyles we all live and talk about. That's the world I want. I don't want my kids growing up in a world to be scared to go on buses and movie theaters and all these places and schools. Like, I need them growing up in a world where people take care of themselves and live a better lifestyle. That's what I want. And that's why you can see a map behind me. And on that map are locations left and right we're trying to open up all over the world. Now, that's my passion for that. But you got to find a starting point. So you find your why. Once you define that for you, whether it's your family, you're looking at your kids and you're like, I want to be here for them, or whatever it is for you, then I think the next step would be to move on to testing. You got to test, don't guess. So whether it's like blood work, saliva, stool, posture analysis, x-rays of your spine, figure out a starting point and then just to get some testing done, because that's the only way you're going to know. You got to be objectively based now. If you're getting anything from this today, you got to be objectively based.
Dr. Austin,
yeah.
How many of those tests you just mentioned can you do from home?
You can do a lot of them from home. Yeah, I mean, the only thing you can't do, I guess you could do posture from home. Yeah, like we said, you could just email the posture to you. I mean, so yeah, you can do it.
Urine, stool, posture photos, literally every single one of those you can do from home, and you should, because you're not doing anything else that's as worth it as that.
No, I mean, the only thing you couldn't do is get your blood drawn at home. That's the only thing, but you could take that straight to a lab. They'll do it for you, get your results in 5 to 7 days. And then you know what you need to do. But yeah, I mean, the posture, the stool sample, the finger prick, all that can be done at home easily. So, and then from there, you can make informed decisions on what you need to do.
Yeah, because then you know. Otherwise, you're relying on your symptoms, which lie to you every time. Did you know that some people can have coronavirus and be asymptomatic? They can have no symptoms, right? And everyone's obsessed with that right now. So are they sick? Everyone's going, yeah, they're sick. Get them out of here. They're asymptomatic. What do you mean? They don't have symptoms. In every other area of your life, you don't think you're sick unless you have symptoms and your body's screaming at you. But wait, people can have the scariest virus of all time right now, and they can be asymptomatic. So your symptoms don't tell you whether you're healthy or not. Testing does. Objective results do. Getting advice from a doctor, doing some screenings, some questionnaires, that is what tells you whether you're healthy or not, especially doctors who look uniquely at the body from a, how do I build better health with you, rather than which disease do you have? Page 64, I think it was which disease do you have? How do we cover up these symptoms? Who cares? Who cares what the symptoms are? Who cares what the disease is called? Get obsessed with your health and you won't have to worry about that ever again.
Yeah. And the last thing I'll say is just last thing I'll say about this is just when you're talking about doctors, find doctors you look up to. I can tell you for me, the doctors who I see and the doctors who I let evaluate my body are doctors I look up to and respect, who live the lifestyle I want to live. They're not doctors who eat donuts and ho-hos in the morning for breakfast. They're doctors who are crushing bulletproof coffee. They've adopted a lifestyle that I respect and look up to. And those are the doctors that I like to see. So I would tell everybody, dude, go to doctors you want to see, go to trainers you want to see. Find financial advisors that you respect who have the financial level that you're looking to get to. Like Dr. Sarah said earlier, be around people that support you and bring you up. That's what we need right now. Let's get away from this garbage of negativity going on right now. Golly.
Totally.
I'm not going to go into that anymore.
Absolutely. I love it. We've had some comments along the way. So Lauren said, this is great. Happy you found the right place for you. Thank you, Lauren. And then Megan just gave us some fire. She's like, boom, you guys are on fire.
Let's go, Megan.
I feel on fire. Austin, thank you so much. This has been awesome. I'm like ready for my workout now. I can't even, I got
Let's go.
out. So thank you so much for joining us. I really enjoyed this. I bet people got so much value from this. I just know it's been an absolute joy to have you and speak with you today. So thank you. Keep up the amazing work. Come open a location here and we'll just chat together.
Let's go.
And, I love it. There's not enough chiropractors in the world. I will always say that. Not enough people going to chiropractors. So I love what we do. I love how we look at the body, and we need more people like you. And I appreciate everything you're doing for all your communities and mine now.
Same goes back to you. I saw your group. I saw how many members you have and how short of a time frame you built that group. I mean, back on that and be very proud. And I know a lot of your community is really proud of you too.
Thank you. Thank you. Awesome. Well, comment below what you loved about this and how on fire you feel, and we would love to hear from you. Reach out to us if you have any questions. I'm sure Austin would field any questions. You know I will. I love chatting. So just let us know. We're here for you, and we just love being the person that you can come to for just about anything. So we appreciate it. I hope you guys have a great day. Go enjoy that sunshine. I'm going to avoid being blown away by the wind up here. And you have a great day. So thanks again.
Yep. Take care.